Hello Tigers, this is a tutorial on our Tiger Zone full court press. This was the very first full court press that we learned as a team. Many of you know it well, but even if you've done it before, I think this will still be worth your while to get a helpful reminder. For those of you who are joining us new, this will be an important one to learn. So the reason why we run the Tiger Zone press is this works really well against teams that don't have a really deep bench of ball handlers. And so if you've only got 2 or 3 good ball handlers, it's going to be very difficult to break the Tiger Zone press because we're going to trap your primary ball handlers, force the ball out of their hands, and create opportunities for steals in the passing lane. So let's talk about how we do that. So first, let's talk alignment, roles, responsibilities. There are 3 people in the front. We call this a 3-1-1 press. The front middle person will line up, and I think there's been questions in the past about alignment, and what we tell the person in the front is it's okay to let the ball handler be in front of you. We just don't want them to be able, if we're up too far like this and someone's right here and they're able to make an inbounds pass behind us, we don't want that because now they're beginning the play basically with a 3-on-2 advantage. So we want to keep everything in front of us. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to probably set up a step or 2 behind the 3-point line. Our sideline players are going to also be trapping and playing passing lanes, and we always tell these guys to maintain sideline leverage. And so what that means is if they get the ball inbounds, this person's job right here is going to be to come to the ball, but they're going to play this half of the defender's body. This person's going to play the outside half of the defender's body. And what absolutely can't happen, you cannot get beat down the sideline because there's a lot of space down the sideline and we don't want that to happen. So let's say this person's going here and they're dribbling on the sideline. We're going to keep working our way over the sideline, working our way to the sideline. Even if we have to get a whole foot out of bounds, around the out of bounds line, we're going to force them back in, and this person will obviously be coming with them, and we're going for a trap. So let's say that we've successfully we're able to trap this person. Let's talk about what everyone else is responsible for doing. Okay? So if the ball's on this side of the court, this person is floating to the middle, and they're playing the next pass over. And so if this person's coming in bounds, we're jumping that passing lane and making it impossible for them to make this pass. And we may get a lot of steals there. This person right here, their job, we say they play sideline to sideline. So if the ball goes to this sideline, they're coming to this sideline, but they're locating a person and making sure they can't make this pass out of the trap down the sideline. And this is our safety. But what we tell the safety is that they can creep up as long as there is no one behind them. So if someone's right here, we welcome them creeping up to about here in case they try to make that long pass. Now, obviously, because it's a zone press, and we're trapping, that means 2 players are on 1 player, there's going to be 1 person open, and the 1 person that's going to be open is we're going to try to make them force this cross-court pass. Okay? And if they force the cross-court pass, well, now, we've got to sprint over here, try to recover, right? This person's sliding back. This person's working sideline to sideline, so they're coming over here, right? This person's got to run at an angle, try to cut them off. We can still trap these people. Like, let's say that, he's caught it and he gets a running start. We still may be able to recover, get a trap all the way in here. And now, we've got a safety. We've got our sideline. We've got our sideline to sideline player who's down over here, and then this person's recovered all the way and is denying this back pass, right? We've got people coming down the floor. So that's one example. So as you can see, balls on this side, our front middle person again is following the ball and pushing them to the outside. This person is sideline leverage, meaning they will not let this person beat them to the outside. The person who was playing the other sideline, once the ball reverses, now has to play the pass toward the middle, and then our sideline to sideline player, who has to have a lot of speed, comes all the way across and guards this sideline, and our safety drops back. Once they're able to fully break our tiger press, we will typically drop into a zone. And so that would be our half court alignment. And the reason we drop into a zone is because sometimes when you've been scrambling around the court trapping, it's difficult to locate your man. And so to avoid any mismatches, once they break the press, we tell our players to go find their spot on the zone. So let's recap that again, and we'll go the other direction just so everyone can see it. Repetition is good mentally. You've seen it, absorbed it. Maybe you don't fully get it just yet, but we're going to talk about it again. And you could align these presses a lot of different ways, but press breaks a lot of different ways, but I'm going to show you guys what to do. So we have our middle, right? We've got our outside guy. We've got our outside guy. We've got lining up around mid-court. We have our sideline to sideline player, who, by the way, if they stack a lot of bodies in this inner area and there are a lot of people in front of you, so let's say they're like this, and this guy is like up here, you can creep up. You can creep up too. Make it difficult to get that first inbounds pass and play. We can bring the safety up. So anyway, just keep that in mind. So let's say that we see balls coming here. Let's say they make the pass into here. Ball's coming over here. We're bringing pressure this way. This guy's not going to let him beat you this way. He's going to force him into that. He's going to guide him into that trap. This player right here is playing sideline leverage. We're playing this side of the body. We're not going to let him split us. And as he goes out here, we're going to make sure that there is no way that he gets past us on the sideline, because we're always playing this half of the defender's body, even until we would completely cut off the sideline. So let's now pretend that we've got the ball handler trapped over here on this side. If you recall, this person right here would be following here and playing this pass right here, not letting it get over. We've got a sideline to sideline player, and he's looking for, who's the next player all the way to the sideline, so he's going to be right here. And the safety, since there's no one there with him, might be right here. And that's okay, right? So in this case, they brought a lot of bodies over, and and this person might be having to play two guys. But let's say they get this pass over here. Let's watch what happens. This person's going to go here. We're going to turn. We're right here. This person's starting to run to the sideline on the other side. Our safety's looking here. And they may pass it over here, right? That's okay, because if he drives down the sideline, we've got someone waiting for him here. We've got another player sprinting back here. And we're going to keep playing until they get the ball across half court, break it, and get into our zone. But usually what happens is we'll get a steal in the first 2 to 3 passes. And if they get it past us and get past half court, then we're running back and getting set up in our zone. If you'll recall, even against some of the better offensive teams we played last year, like your Preston Woods, the Warriors, especially in the semifinals at Prestonwood, and then some of the teams we played over at Fieldhouse, this press got us big leads early on. Usually the other team maybe figures it out after, several minutes, but you can score a lot of points quickly as teams are trying to figure out where that trap's coming from. So let's show it one more time. We're going to inbound from this side, just so everyone remembers what they're doing. So I believe this was the guy over here. This was the middle. This was our sideline to sideline player. This was our safety. Ball comes in. We're trapping. This guy's sideline leverage. This person's taking away the next pass. This person's creeping into the passing lane here. And again, no one behind. We can creep up, but we just got to make sure nothing ever gets behind us. The pass comes back here. We jump it, steal, layup. So that's the role of the Tiger press. Sideline, sideline. Now the pass, if you're on the side, you are guarding a sideline. If it goes the opposite direction, you're in the passing lane on the other side. This person's always playing a passing lane, sideline to sideline. This is our safety, and then the middle person is following the ball. Thank you. That's our Tiger press.